Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with the next in our Charles Munch retrospective. We're already up to the third installment. 5 more discs from the Japanese RCA Charles Munch edition. I don't know if I have all of it in one spot, but I've got a big clump of it, so we're going to declumpify it. And there's some really interesting titles in this particular talk, including, ta-da! The Brandenburg Concertos, plus Bach's Violin Concerto No. 1 with Jaime Laredo, who's an excellent soloist. But the Brandenburg Concertos are the meat and potatoes of this particular release. Remember, Charles Munch was the concertmaster of the Leipzig Gewandhaus Orchestra. Get it? Leipzig. Bach, Leipzig, Leipzig, Bach. Yes, where the two of them hung out together. So there's no question he has about as much authority to play Bach as any modern person ever did. I mean, if that means anything at all, the fact that he was in Leipzig, I mean, what rubbed off, who knows, if anything could. It's all bullshit because what matters is how musical you are. These are beautifully musical performances with fabulous soloists from the Boston Symphony. And in the 5th Brandenburg, that's what's really cool, the 5th Brandenburg is done as a piano concerto, not harpsichord, although there is a continuo elsewhere, a harpsichord continuo thing, wonderfully, mercifully in the background where it's supposed to be, as opposed to what so many period instrument people do and turn everything into harpsichord concertos, which is horrible. Anyway, they're beautiful performances, but the pianist in the 5th Brandenburg is Lucas Foss, which is rather cool, I think. He's a very good soloist in the 5th Brandenburg Concerto. So, I mean, okay, they're not the way we're used to hearing them these days, but so what? Bach works whether you play it right side up, upside down, underwater, with kazoos. It doesn't make any difference. And this is really a cool little, suggestion for what might have been in the Munch discography. So that's cool. Then we've got, some vintage Munchian things. The Franck Symphony in D minor, exciting as hell. And the Chasseur Maudit, also exciting as hell. What a great piece that is. It's absolutely wonderful. There was a live recording of some Boston Symphony stuff that lasted until Boston Symphony sued Music and Arts to get rid of it. They had a live version of it, which was even crazier. I mean, it was really crazy. And, in live concert circumstances, Munch would do a lot more. He was much more interventionist than he was in the studio. And, he added things like a bass drum and crazy dynamic adjustments. Anyway, he still does a great Chasseur Maudit, however you slice it. Then we've got The Sorcerer's Apprentice, which is also wonderful, and Ibert's Escale. What is not to love? That's classic Munch, absolutely. Then we have Mendelssohn, the Italian and the Scottish symphonies, which at this date in 1959, it looks like. No, 59. It was still the Scotch Symphony. See, look, Scotch. It says Scotch. Isn't that fun? We had a whole discussion about whether it's Scotch or Scottish, and I used to call it the Scotch Symphony. And then somebody used to yell at me and say, "No, it's Scottish." But I had the album, and the album said Scotch. So these are fabulous Mendelssohn performances. I mean, they're just wonderful. They're right up there with the best of them. I mean, easily right up there with the best of them. Then we've got a disc called The Virtuoso Orchestra. And it's all Ravel, actually. You get Bolero and La Valse, which is lots of fun in this performance. And you get, the Rhapsody Espagnole and Ma Mère Loire, the suite. All of it? Pavan, yes. The suite from Mother Goose. That seems to have sort of vanished from the Munch discography. I mean, when they always did, on subsequent reissues, they always left out the Mother Goose suite. You'd always get Bolero, and you'd always get La Valse, and you get the Rhapsody Espagnole and the Pavan for a Dead Princess, which isn't on here, but I think he did it somewhere. And and Daphnis and Chloe, of course, which was a Munch specialty. But the Mother Goose suite always seemed to be missing. That also the Ravel Concerto in G with Nicole Henriette Schweitzer, or whatever her name was. So Nicole Schweitzer. So Henriette, that was her name. I always get Nicole Henriette Schweitzer confused with the flutist Doriot Anthony Dwyer. It's just Never mind. Anyway, yes, some classic Munch doing Ravel. I never was really fond of his Bolero, actually, but the other stuff is wonderful. And last, but certainly not least, oh baby, the Saint-Saëns Organ Symphony, the absolute version de référence, the reference recording for the Saint-Saëns Organ Symphony, and you get with it le rouet d'omphale, omphale spinning wheel, they call it in English, because they didn't do things in original language for the domestic market. And what is this? The introduction, Rondo Capriccioso. And the violinist is somebody famous, like, David Oistrakh. I knew that. Yeah, David Oistrakh. My goodness. This is what can we say? It's the ne plus ultra of Saint-Saëns Symphony No. 3s. Yummy. And of course, it's been remastered since this Japanese RCA thing came out, and it sounds better than ever. So these are 5 very interesting Munch releases, I think. For everything from Bach to Ravel. Pretty cool, huh? So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me, and take care.